Alright folks, we're back on the 68, and I've been doing some little stuff under the hood, just getting everything cleaned up. You can, probably the first thing you can tell is one valve cover looks cleaner than the other, and I'm in the process of putting a new breather, PCV valve, whatever you want to call it, in there. So I cleaned that one up, and this one will get cleaned up eventually. And got to clean the air cleaner, clean it up, but polished the radiator up and added this overflow. It's just a universal overflow, and you can see right there where it bolts to the radiator. One hole was already there in the radiator, and I had to drill the bottom one, I believe. So got all that looking pretty good, and gotta do some fine tuning in there. One with the motor, and two with cleaning up some of this wiring and just making it look better under here, clean it up. But the biggest thing today is working on this interior, and it's a mess. That right there has been my biggest problem with it, is that carpet on the dash. I don't know what the original dash is going to look like underneath, but that's coming out. All the stuff on it. The Saddlemen seat cover will come off. We may put another one on it, because the bottom of the seat's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But the back, you can see, is done blued out. Back here, it's got, yeah. So take the mats out, and if they survive, we'll put them back in. If not, we'll just have to toss them, but just get it all cleaned out and vacuumed out and see what we've got to work with, because I'm pretty sure the floors are pretty rusty. So we can see what we're dealing with there, and may pull that radio out. So headliner's not terrible. It's not good neither, but we may go back with something a little better. So possibly clean the windows up, and we'll see what we can salvage and make better. So yeah, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Alright, what we got? Those clamps had a good filler. Yep, good filter. That's junk, that's junk, that's junk. I'll use them. Get in there. What we got here? Ratchet strap. That could probably be used. Oh yeah. This is my favorite part about getting a new old truck like this. You never know what you're going to find, especially when the owner don't clean it out. Previous owner. He just says, there you go. Oh, I just found something. Keep that clamp, that's a good one. Ha ha! Ah! Oh man. Out of a piece of pipe. Okay, that's funny. They welded just little beads on here to try to give you some grip. Huh. Well, that's definitely a keeper. Some more gloves. What is that? No Warner. Yep. Points. Huh. We'll keep that. What else is that? Oh no, is that another one? Okay, that's registration. That's registration. Is this another? What is this? By no condenser. Well, we'll keep that. I actually need that for another truck. Okay. Let's see. What else is hiding under here? Which will probably have to pull the seat out. Oh, wait a minute. This ain't trash. Whoops. Okay. Now, keep that wing nut. That'd be good. Or something. Safety third. No. Got a pin. No good. Our little wasper. Little fella got sunbaked. Yeah, that fuel line's still pliable. Made a little section. Let's see. Bunch of screws and nail. Definitely keep that. Okay. Speaker wire running somewhere. Let's see. Throw that away, that away, throw that away. Hunting mask. Throw that away. Keep funnel. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's get the other side cleaned up, and then we'll work on this seat. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep it. Got that all left, good. There's some more good clamps. Here's the old fuel pump. I believe that is trash, so we'll toss that in the scrap bin because it's metal. Make a few cents off that, maybe. Doubtful. What is this? Oh, a toboggan for one of the snow hats. Yeah. we won't keep that. All right, keep. This light don't work. Okay. What do we got? Ooh, screwdriver. Oh, and it's a Torx head, Torx bit. Keep that. Use bulbs. Pencil. Another pencil. Old box cutter. Keep that. Hey, little 8-ball. We'll keep that. I'll have to put that back on the truck. Nice something. Nail. Screws lodged down in there, I believe. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Oh, that felt. Oh, wow. This carpet is like. Ugh. Whoops. Broke that one. And we'll put them up somewhere. Okay. Get this thrown away, and then we'll start on that. Ugh. Yeah. This is going to be terrible. Oh. Okay. Well, that's all that's down here. Got a spaker. Put that in there. This. Right now. Oh. This is gonna be yeah. Probably should wear a mask, but ain't gonna do that. Oh. Oh. Good. Oh. That's just, oh. Oh. Now, we get this. Okay. There's the original dash pad. So that's good. That means I'll be able to pull it off and just go to the dash. That's the good thing about the bumps and the dent sides. You can take these dash pads off, and the dash is, you can't really tell that it should have had a dash pad. They actually finished the dash underneath and made it, you know, it looks good. So man. Yeah, of course we'll get the shop back in here and yeah. That's terrible. Okay. Now, I want to get this dash pad off here because that is not staying. Alright, after finding all the bolts, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. One here. One in the same spot in the other corner. And then you've got 1, 2, 4 or 5 right in the top. So all this should come off. Notice I say should. That. I don't want to screw the dash up any. I may have missed one. Okay. Yeah, I may have missed one. I did. Okay, so you got one right here too. Talk about one more mess. We'll save these vents. Phew. Man, you can see where all the bolts was, but here's the thing. Look at how nice the original paint is on that. We'll clean this up. You can take a buffer over that. That's gonna look real good. And it don't look out of place. You know, it don't look like, these trucks don't need a dash pad. They look great without them, and I would say the only reason they did was just for safety regulations. That way you'd have something soft to hit if you ever got in a wreck. But if you go die like a man. Just hit the metal, be done with it. Loosen up, tighten up, loosen up, tighten up. Oh, Leroy, hit that pause button on there. Where's it at? Should be over here on the right.
Top, bottom, or in the middle?
The pause. Alright. Now we've got the dash pad took out. You can see that'll clean up really, really nice. Right there's even some chalk marks from the factory. So, and we got the mats out, and as expected. You know what they say, rust is lighter than carbon fiber. So we'll see what we can do with that and cleaned up. It's starting to, I know it don't look like it on camera, but it's starting to get dark, and starting to get a little cold. So I think I'm gonna call it a day, and we'll pick back up on this hopefully tomorrow we'll get this seat cover out of here and get the vacuuming and get it all cleaned up. Alright, we've got the seat cover off, the old classic Saddlemen, and the bottom of the seat's great, but you can tell, I would say, well, I don't know which one would be factory. I would almost guess the back, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Good thing is we can rebuild this. We can get some new foam and new cover, and we'll be in there. So I think I'm gonna try to get the seat out and run a shop vac in here to get all this cleaned up, and we'll start putting it back together and making it look better. Here's where you find all the good stuff once you get the seat out. Let's see. Another mouse house, another glove, speaker. Let's see. That's an antenna off a newer car. Well, I see a lot of Tootsie Roll wrappers. I don't really see anything. That's This didn't have too much good stuff in it. There was a 4-way behind the seat, so that's good. Well, I'll get this sucked up in the vacuum cleaner and move on to the next. Well, this side's a little worse. Woohoo! Yeah. So, but we do have a plate we can put back, so that'll be all right for now. Might get us a road sign or a piece of roofing tin. I don't know. We'll fix it. So, yeah, it's pretty bad, but really it's about typical. Them floor pans always go in these, so well, I'll just keep chugging away at it. We'll see what happens. Which I still gotta get I got that side over there. See how much cleaner that is compared to that. But we'll get back after it. Now I'm gonna show you the cheapest and easiest way to sell a used vehicle. The number one thing that helps the most when selling a car: clean the windows. You would be surprised at how much more attention it gets with a clean window. You know, we've sort of wiped this away a little bit, but that over there. So let me show you what this. You can see it's in pretty bad shape. They're pretty rough. And this is just cleaning the windows. This ain't washing it, nothing. And watch and see how much better this truck looks just with clean glass. Alright, there's you side by side. And it's a pretty big difference. And you can see all the way through there. So let's see how the rest of it turns out. Okay, one tip I want to show you right quick. You know, this is just regular old spray away glass cleaner. take it, douse it down, and go get you one of these scrapers. It's just an Icon, but then that makes it so much better than all the scrubbing. Look how easy that comes off. So, just a little tip. We'll get back at it. Alright folks, there you go. Clean the windows. Makes the truck look 10 times better. And I'm telling you, that's the #1 easiest and cheapest way to sell a vehicle. Just clean the glass. It's amazing how much better it makes everything look. So let's get on with the rest of it. Now we're going to throw these in the blaster here, get these cleaned up, them little vent pieces that go on top of the dash. So throw them in here and get them cleaned up. Alright, now what I'm doing, pulled the cluster out, and you can see the lens here is all faded. I'm going to take it apart and see if I can clean it or polish it, and if I can't, then I'll just remove it and pick up a new one sometime. But we'll put it back together, and that way you can at least see all the gauges, clean all that up. So, and very simple. You've got 8 screws that hold it in the dash, over here, there, over here, and then up top here. Very simple. And one plug. Why they can't make them this simple anymore, I don't know. But did see that the speedometer cable wasn't even hooked up, so hopefully the speedometer works. We'll hook that back up and put it back in. So yeah, I'll get to plugging away at this and I'll show you what it looks like. You've also got 8 screws down here that hold the actual gauges in, and it's just these little sheet metal screws. So let's see. Oh my, what was it? Okay. Well, we can do something with this. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Now, okay, so this comes off. Clean that up. And now the lens. Okay, so this lens, I don't know if it's gonna clean up or not. We'll see. I may fiddle fart around with it and see what happens. Well, now we can see the gauges. The plastic was so rough, I just took it out, and I may try to polish it or clean it up here on another time, but probably just go end up getting a new lens to put in it. And then when we do that, we'll go back and paint the needles and stuff. That That needle there's got a little fade to it, but not bad. The rest of them have to be repainted. Well, I guess we'll move on to the rest, and I gotta figure out why all this is moving. I don't know why they felt the need to put a spring up there, so we'll see what else we can get done today. Well, there you have it, folks. Now we got our interior cleaned up. Got all the trash out of here, and now it's not perfect and it's not done, but it's at a point where we can move on to other things, and we don't have to be rolling around with all the dog hair and the carpet dash and all that stuff. It's cleaned up, and like I said, we can move on to other things like the bed, rebuilding it and all that, and we'll come back and revisit the interior because we got to put a new lens in our gauge cluster, and we'll probably go back with a radio. We got to have radio, and there was a CB in here at one time, so I'll put one back in it, and just getting it, cleaning every little thing up on it. One thing I forgot to mention a while ago, it says 94,000. Now, I've always been told that if the numbers are pretty straight, that it's not rolled over, but more than likely it's probably 194. But still, that's not terrible. When these things was new, people put 50, 60, 70,000 on them, and by 100,000 it was wore out, but that's just not the case. That's what they thought. So was able to save the mat. It come out in one piece and didn't rip or nothing. So, and we'll revisit them floors a little bit later and get that took care of. So it's coming along slowly but surely. We'll get this seat back took care of and see what we can do with that. And you can see over our weather stripping falling down. So I'll start gathering some more parts, and then we'll revisit the interior and spiff it up right nice. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. Got the interior cleaned up and everything. We got our glass cleaned up. Like I said, that is the cheapest and quickest way to help sell an old vehicle. Just clean the glass. Remember, you've got to wash your glass. So I'm going to get back to it, and we'll see what all we can get done on it. I appreciate y'all watching, and hopefully you'll be back for the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let me know what you think about it and what you do different and what you like about it and everything. So I'll see y'all on the next one. See you.